Only 2 Lady Bulldogs basketball teams have reached the plateau of area champions.
I just thought, you know what, if they play with the same people all the time.
And one of those teams was a year ago.
Now, your Lady Bulldogs are area champions.
In the pressure-packed outside cold air of February, 2 combatants with everything on the line prepare for conflict.
Rebounded by Copeland off the glass. That one is good, and that's what the Lady Bulldogs do. Katie Grogan steals it. Underneath Honore. Quick pass, Harvey. That was pretty. Another charge drawn by Honore. I saw that coming. And now a long shot by Anderson. That one's nothing but net. Anderson do what Anderson do. An outstanding defensive play by Molly Wilson.
Tonight, in the town of Green, in a gym of red, the biggest night of 2020 is moments ahead.
But rebounded by Harvey and put right back up. 12-2.
The Twin Towers continue to connect.
It's time for a primetime area championship battle. It's the Howe Lady Bulldogs and the Rains Lady Wildcats. Here we go, live from Greenville High School. This is Lady Bulldogs basketball.
Howe Lady Bulldogs basketball is brought to you by
Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Attorney Micah Belden, Bucks North Barbecue, Techway, and Meacham State Farm, Knight Furniture, Independent Bank, Star Auto Body, Torque Plumbing, Family Attorney Kimberly Killebrew, Juan Enciso Farmers Insurance, GCEC, FBC Howe, the Howe Athletic Booster Club, Summit Media Service, Baker AC and Heating, Pitt Exteriors.
Now, let's go courtside with Monty Walker and Justin White.
Well, here we are. We are in Greenville, Texas. It is the area championship. Coach Derek Lands has done this before, I believe. He has accumulated, of course, the head coach is Derek Lands of the Howe Lady Bulldogs. All he does is basically take his teams to the playoffs every year. By-district champions in 03-04, by-district champions in 04-05, 05-06, 06-07, 07-08, 2010 and 11, 12-13, 13-14, 14-15, 15-16, 16-17, 18-19, and now the year 2019 and 20. That's by-district championships for Derek Lands and the Lady Bulldogs since he's been in Howe, Texas. And oh, by the way, they've been area champions 2012-13 and last year 2018 and 19. So this is not anything unfamiliar to Derek Lands and the Lady Bulldogs. They have the playoff experience from a year ago, winning the area championship against Alba Golden, and then losing to Mineola in that Mineola meltdown, as we call it. It was a game that they had led basically the entire night, and they didn't get a call on Jenna Honore's charge that she drew, but they didn't call it. So here we are, though, a year later, as Justin White apparently is about to walk in. We do have, let me introduce you to Blake Burnett, the Blizzard.
How we doing tonight, everybody? It's basketball time.
Yeah, it's basketball time. Let me turn you up a little bit, or get that mic. We'll adjust you a little bit.
There we go.
All right, so it is basketball time. He'll be doing stats tonight, and we have an old friend that'll be running the scoreboard tonight, Carson Grogan. I don't have the glass intro. I wish I'd have brought that. The old, who was that? Stone Cold Carson Grogan. That's right. We didn't bring the intro. The only intro that I do have, but she's not here tonight. Caroline is not here, so we'll get her on the floor. Maybe when we, if the Lady Bulldogs are able to go to Austin, maybe she can do sidelines from Austin and get those interviews in the stands and things like that when it gets really fun for those big, long playoff games. Again, Justin White walking in the door. He's conversing up there and talking to someone, so maybe one day he'll come over here and put the headphones on. And now he's walking Now he's walking down and unzipping the jacket. He's got the Howe Enterprise shirt on. His hair is combed, looks good. He knows he's going to have pictures made tonight. He's strapping on the headsets, and there he is, Justin White.
Oh, I'm here.
How long of a drive is that from? Where are you?
I'm from McKinney, so I've got about a 45, 50-minute drive down 380 and trying to fight Princeton and Farmersville traffic there, but I got here just in time.
Well, we opened with Derek Lands and all his championships that he has won here in Howe over the years, the bi-district championships and area championships, and we talked a little bit about last year and the area becoming area champions for only the second time a year ago with that win over Alba Golden. And then we have yet to talk about Emory Rains, and that's the competition tonight. Rains is led by Chanley Oakes. She's a power forward, 5'10", averaging 16.9 points per game, has played in all 28 games. The only other player to play in all 28 games is Leo Terry. She's the captain of the team, and she also scores 14.6 points per game. So really those two are the heart and soul of the Emory Rains Lady Cats. So you'll hear a lot tonight, Oakes and Terry, and you would imagine that one of those young ladies is going to be matched up with Jenna Honore as a defender on her.
I would think that Terry would probably be the one that Honore gets the assignment. Oakes looks like a pretty tall girl, and she may, Sierra Copeland or Allie Harvey, I would think, would get the assignment of that down, her being a power forward down in the trenches. Speaking
of the Twin Towers, Allie Harvey and Sierra Copeland. Copeland averages 14.5 points per game and 10.3 rebounds per game. That's a double-double average. That is so impressive. And a junior.
And she had a good game the other night. What was it, 24 points, I believe, that she had on Tuesday night. And yes, and she's improved so much from last year. And then Allie Harvey had 11 points. So they're going to be really depending on those girls playing that inside-outside game, depending on those two down low. And then if that didn't work, you have Cassidy Anderson and Jenna Honore who were able to penetrate and shoot.
Well, one thing you've got to really look out for the Howe Lady Bulldogs is foul trouble. If Howe's going to have any kind of a problem, you would think tonight or down the road, it's going to be getting in foul trouble. The Twin Towers, as good as they are, they sometimes seem to rack up the fouls, and that you've got to be able to watch. You can't get in that scenario. And the other issue that maybe concerns you a little bit is the press. Jenna Honore is a fantastic ball handler, but not perhaps a true one. She's more of a two. But what she's done so far this season has been magnificent, playing that one role. She doesn't score like she did a year ago with Callie Vick running the one, since she's having to do that. But she will give you some offensive output, but she's not there for offense. She's there for defense.
Absolutely. And another thing I think to look at, too, is, and we talked about this at the end of last week's game, or Tuesday night's game, is how will they respond if they haven't been tested in that first period. How will they respond if somebody comes out and kind of punches them in the mouth first thing right off the bat? How are they going to respond to that, if they'll be able to keep the composure or fold? But that'll be interesting to see as well. And then we talked about with the press and the foul trouble. If I was the opponent, that's what I would try to do, is try to see if I get at least one of them in foul trouble, maybe Copeland or Harvey, just go right at them and see what they can do with one of their bigs on the bench.
So for the Lady Bulldogs, along with Harvey and Copeland, Harvey averaged, well, we'll give you Harvey's numbers. She averages 9.6 points per game and 8.4 rebounds per game. There's another broadcast crew here, and we were kind of comparing notes, and they're covering Emory. We're covering Howe, and they wanted to know a little bit about Howe, and I told them Sierra Copeland was averaging a double-double in 32 games, and their jaw dropped. They could not believe those numbers, as can we, but, hey, it's pretty impressive, and she'll be back next year.
It really is, yeah. Her being only a junior, she'll be one of the few coming back, but yes.
We said Jenna Honore has not been really counted on to score a whole lot this season, but she is averaging 6.5 points per game. Ahead of her and between the Twin Towers and her is Cassidy Anderson who's averaging 9.1 points per game. A lot of hers come from the three-point arc. She's a deep bomber from the corner, and I would imagine you'd see some of that tonight. At least that's what they'll try.
Yeah, again, we talk about that inside-outside game. We get it down the post there to Harvey and Copeland. They're very good at passing out of the double teams. We saw a couple of connections between the two of them, but also being able to kick it out if they need to Anderson. I think they're very good at when they feel pressure as far as a double team, they're able to find the open man.
And Molly Wilson is known as a defender. She's an excellent defender and also can shoot the three. Wilson averaging 2.2 points per game, but can come out and score 10 at any given moment. Grogan averaging 3.6 as coming off the bench, and Trinity Williams averaging 5.8 coming off the bench. Those are your future for next year, Grogan and Williams and Sierra Copeland. So it's not all falling off. Now you're losing a ton of talent after this season is over, but there's still parts to work with and make the playoffs with a year from now.
It really is. It'll be interesting to see what it'll be interesting to see what Coach Lands does with moving parts there with people graduating and trying to coach up the JV and bring them up. But I don't want to think about that right now. I want to think about what we got right now at the present and see how far a run this Lady Bulldog team can make.
There's a game behind us tonight. It'll be Pottsboro and Mineola. So maybe Pottsboro might have the Mineola meltdown tonight instead of Howe. If Howe wins tonight, they will take on the winner of Ponder and Edgewood. And I don't yet have the information on where that would be located or a time or date on that, but we'll try to get that information to you as quickly as possible should we need it, and hopefully as a Howe broadcast we need that. So we're going to take a quick time out. We've got just a little bit of time before we start with all the festivities and pregame stuff. We'll be right back right after this sponsor list.
Howe Bulldogs basketball night in Texas is brought to you by
Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Attorney Micah Belden, Bucks North Barbecue, Techway, and Meacham State Farm, Knight Furniture, Independent Bank, Star Auto Body, Torque Plumbing, Family Attorney Kimberly Killebrew, One Enciso Farmers Insurance, GCEC, FBC Howe, the Howe Athletic Booster Club, Summit Media Service, Baker AC and Heating, Pitt Exteriors.
Now, let's go courtside with Monty Walker and Justin White.
Well, you hear the buzzer. That means things are about to take place. Now, we're going to have a national anthem, and we're going to have starting lineups, and then we're going to have a ball game. And we were told, please rise. We're going to honor America with the playing of our national anthem. We'll do that right now. Well, if anybody wants to know where the student section is, tonight it is way down on the other end from us, not right in our lap like it was earlier in the week.
Breathing down our necks.
Now, they are not dressed as in pajamas, and it's not put the opponent to sleep theme. It's frat party theme.
Okay.
So I know Jackie Moon changed from he changed from Jackie Moon to Chad Chaddington since it's a frat party. They brought from what I under table and some red Solo cups filled with water. So it ought to be an interesting sight over there in the student section. We have the starters coming out. So far, being introduced is Jenna Honore, Cassidy Anderson, and now Molly Wilson. And Sierra Copeland now coming out. And the one left on the bench, now getting off the bench, the starter, Allie Harvey, the senior. Coached by Derek Lance, who has 441 wins on his career, long illustrious career here in Howe. Starting lineup for the Lady Cats. They're about to do the introductions there. Maddie Skaggs will start. She averages 4.4 points per game. Chanley Oaks, that's their leading scorer. She averages 16.9 points per game. Jaylee Sims, she averages 6.6 points per game. And the captain, Leo Terry, averages 14.6 points per game. And finally, Hagen Steed, the fifth starter for the Lady Cats, and she averages 3.6 points per game. So there's your starting lineups for the Lady Cats of Emory Rains and the Howe Lady Bulldogs. And we're just about ready to tip this sucker off, the area championship. What do you expect to see tonight, Justin White?
I expect to see a little bit more competitive first quarter for the Lady Bulldogs. I think that the Lady Wildcats are a opponent to be reckoned with, and so I think that they're going to be a lot more competitive. I don't think it's going to be a 17-4 or 17-2 or anything like that we've seen the last couple of games.
Here's one thing we haven't seen in a while. How, as the visitors in the playoffs, wearing their black uniforms tonight. We haven't seen those in a while. Been all white the first two playoff games, now in their black uniforms, black bottoms, black tops. So the visitors tonight, Emory Rains in all white. They're trimmed in blue, royal blue, with Rains on their front and the blue number on front and a blue stripe down the side. Howe in all black with the H on the hip and Howe on the chest, white numbers on the front and back. Allie Harvey to tip this one off. And she's going to tip against, that's going to be Oaks, the leading scorer. Ball's in the air. It's going to be controlled by Howe as Harvey wins it. Back to Honore. Now Wilson left wing. Now a quick pass underneath from Harvey. Sierra Copeland turns around, puts it up, and it rolls out. She gets her own rebound, puts it up, and it does not go in. It's rebounded by Rains. And here comes down the court. That's going to be Terry driving it from one side to the other, and she beats Honore to the bucket, and Rains is on the board first, 2-0. And when's the last time House trailed in the first? It's been a long time. Honore brings it down the court, guarded by Terry, right wing to Harvey, now in the corner, Anderson up top, Wilson, all on the other side. Now Honore left wing. Harvey up top looking for Copeland underneath, and now Honore up top in the corner to Anderson. Ball above her head, looking to go to Harvey underneath, and she passes it to Harvey off the glass, no good, gets her own rebound, puts it up, that one's no good. Missed 3 layups so far already in this game.
Has some really good looks, just can't convert.
So here's Terry with the ball on the right wing, driving past Honore, and she'll kick it out in the corner. Driving to the bucket, and now Oates, who'll give it back to Terry left wing. Terry now moving left side on Honore, and there's a moving screen, I believe. And they're going to call it against Rains. That's the first foul we've seen tonight. Rains leading 2-0 here in the first. 6:44 on the clock. We're just underway. Inbound pass from Wilson to Honore. Brings it up top of the key. Rolling to the right side. Now kicks it up top. Sierra Copeland. And now Wilson left wing. Anderson, the big bomb at the top of the key. That one's no good from 3. Rebounded by Copeland. And now they put it in. It's their first points of the night on a rebound by Copeland as she puts it right back up. Terry will bring it straight up the court. Guarded by Honore. Wants to drive to the bucket. Now kicks it out to Oaks. Guarded by Honore. And Copeland's going to get the foul as she swatted that one away and drew it as Oaks was driving to the bucket on the right side.
I'm seeing the Lady Cats are trying to be aggressive. They're trying to drive to the basket. You saw Terry drive earlier. She got the layup, and then Oaks drove as well and went right to the teeth of the defense and able to draw the foul.
Oaks' first shot is nothing but net. And Raines regains the lead 3-2 with 6:12 on the clock. She'll shoot the back end here. Dribbles 1, 2, 3. And now shoots, and that one's nothing but net. So a 2-point lead early for Raines here in the first. A little bit of a pressure from Raines, and now Honore will take it to the left wing. Allie Harvey, very top of the key. Corner, Anderson inside, throws it away over the head of Sierra Copeland. And taking it down to Sims. And now to Terry. Terry's going to be guarded by Honore. Now Oaks is going to shoot the long ball for 3, and that's nothing but air. But it's rebounded by Raines. And putting it up on the shot, no foul called, and a no shot made. Rebounded by Wilson, who's going to quickly take it down the court, coming this side. Molly Wilson with a lot of pressure. And finally, Honore is going to have it. And I'm not sure a foul was called.
I think it just went out of bounds.
Okay. It's hard to see that happened on the far side of the court. We're on the floor in the corner. Honore with the ball at the top of the key. 5:33 left to go in the first. Anderson left wing. Now top of the key to Harvey. Anderson's going to shoot the 3. That one's off the front of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Terry, but she dribbles it on the black part of the stripe. And Howe's going to have possession with 5:23 left to go in the first. Trailing Raines 4-2. Wilson to inbound, guarded by Sims. A lob pass inside Harvey. Makes a great ball fake up to the glass and good. Beautiful ball fake by Harvey.
Got her man up and able to dribble to the basket. Good shot. Good drive by Harvey.
Terry will bring it down. Bounce pass in the middle to Oaks at the high post, and she kicks it out up top to Skaggs. Skaggs in the corner, guarded by Honore. And now Sims has it. They switch places. Oaks going to shoot the 3 way long and rebounded by Molly Wilson. Right side of the court, she's dribbling fast, looking for somewhere to go. Going all the way to the bucket. It dribbles off of her. Harvey has it off the glass, off the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Copeland. She puts it back up. And Howe takes their first lead of the night. 6-4 with 4:39 left to go in the first. Sims dribbling left-handed. No pressure by Howe on the backcourt. And Sims looks for somewhere to go. High post to Oaks. And now thinking about the 3 was Sims, but she pulls it down, guarded by Wilson, wanting to go to the bucket. Turned around and tosses it across the lane, and now kicking it out in the corner. And that's going to be a miss from the 3 by Terry, rebounded by Copeland, coming near side. This is Honore, quickly down the court. She's going to pull up, looking for somewhere to go, finds Copeland underneath the bucket, wide open. 8-4.
Good job by Honore in transition and found Copeland streaking down the middle lane on the trailer, able to hit it right there in stride all the way to the basket.
3:53 left to go in the first. 8-4, Howe in the lead. This is Sims, guarded by Honore. Honore knocks it away from her, and it goes off of her foot, and Howe's going to have possession. Honore has quick hands.
Got in there and just knocked that ball away and knocked it. When she knocked it, it hit right off the thigh there of Terry and able to go out of bounds and turn over for the Bulldogs.
Substitutions for Raines. We'll get to those in just a moment. This is going to be Honore pulling up top of the key. Wilson left wing. Now Allie Harvey inside to Copeland, and that was a hard pass, but Copeland saves it. But right to Sims, who's going to take it down the left side of the court quickly down. Guarded by Anderson, and a pass underneath to no one. Goes straight out of bounds. 8-4, Howe in the lead. 3:23 left to go in the first.
On the offensive end, you can tell with the Lady Bulldogs, the Lady Wildcats are fronting Copeland and Harvey, so you've got to place the pass just right over the hands of the lady on the front and get in right there into Copeland.
Harvey bringing it up, guarded by Sims. She makes a move on Sims, drives to the bucket, passes out to Sierra Copeland, rims it in. 10-4. 3:08 on the clock. Terry will bring it up. guarded by Honore at the top of the key. Now to Oaks. She dribbles right around to the right side, and she will bang it in as Copeland, I believe, had her hand straight up. No foul call. Here comes Honore. Corner Anderson, lob pass inside. Sierra Copeland up. That's good. Can't defend it. Can't do it. Can't do it.
It was good placement by Anderson. We talked about they're fronting her, and it was a good placement right there, right where she the only one who could catch the ball and could score.
12-6, Howe in the lead, 2:32 on the clock. Oaks with the long three. That one's nothing but net. And right there, that's a big bucket for Raines as they claw back 12-9. A timeout's been called, 2:27 on the clock.
Well, we said it'd be a competitive first quarter, and so far it is, but Howe is holding their own.
You know, it's those moments, you know, in the lane you think that last bucket where Copeland drives are wide open and gosh, they just see the floor really well and you think they can't match up against that. And it was 12-6 and you're thinking, man, this is going to be another runaway game. And then all of a sudden Oaks comes down with the big three. She averages 16.9 points per game, and now you know why. They're pretty good. And it's because Oaks can shoot the basketball.
She can drive it and she can shoot it from beyond the arc.
So Howe's going to have possession here and a press being run by Raines. Wilson to inbound, looking for either Honore or Allie Harvey. And it's going to be Harvey with the ball. Turning around, looking for somewhere to go. Finds Honore, lobs it over her head. She'll bring it down the court. She'll drive the left elbow and now put it up on the shot. That one's in. About a 9-footer from the left elbow. 14-9, Howe in the lead, 2:09 on the clock. Terry will bring it up right side, guarded by Honore, and Honore may have intimidated her a little bit as it went off her right foot and out of bounds. Dribbled it off her foot.
Honore was trying to fight off a screen, and Terry, just...
I'd probably do that too if I was guarded by Honore. Here is, speaking of Honore, brings it up top of the court. Now right wing to Wilson. Trinity Williams into the game for the first time tonight. And she'll kick it over to Anderson, inside to Harvey. And she'll bring it down in the lane, looks out. Honore shoots for three. That one's off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Trinity Williams. She puts it up, and that's short. And she gets her own rebound, but it's tied up. So Raines will have possession with 1:40 left to go in the first. Howe up 14-9.
Good offensive rebound by Williams, just couldn't convert. The Lady Bulldogs have missed a lot of chippies right there at point-blank range. Got to be able to convert those.
Terry to bring it up, dribbling right-handed. Oaks will set up at the right elbow. She'll get it right there, guarded by Harvey. Oaks, a long pass across to Terry at the left wing, guarded by Honore, nowhere to go. She passes it out. Now Oaks has it top of the key. Oaks looks for somewhere to go at the high post, but kicks it back out to Terry again, who's guarded by Honore still. Terry dribbles to the right side, thought about it. Nope, now she kicks it out. Sims is going to shoot a long shot off the front court of the rim and no good. And here comes Honore down the court. And here comes Anderson, passes inside. Allie Harvey, it's too easy.
Right back to the well.
16-9, under a minute left to go in the first. Terry guarded by Honore. Terry will drive right side, puts it up on the runner. That one rolls out, rebounded by Williams. Back the other way, Honore. Almost fouled by Terry, no call. Pass right side, Anderson for three. Short, no good. Rebounded by Harvey, puts it up. That is good. 18-9.
Anderson's having a hard time from long range, but it doesn't matter when Harvey's able to clean up the trash there and put it back on the offensive rebound.
Terry, right side, brings it right across the line, guarded by Honore, dribbling right-handed. She'll dribble to the right side. She's going to shoot the long three. That one's off the side of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Oaks. She passes back the other side of the court, and it's going to be backcourt as it's taken by Hagen Steed as she touches the ball, and Howe will have possession.
And now you got possession here in the front court with 5 seconds to go. Get you a nice quality shot before the end of the first quarter.
So it'll be inbounded by Katie Grogan, who's checked into the game. Williams still in the game. It's Williams, Grogan, Harvey, Anderson, and Honore. Cassidy Anderson with the long shot with 3.5 seconds left. Rebounded by Trinity Williams. She puts it up and is fouled. Quit it.
Oh, wow. Could you have asked for a better situation?
Was it planned?
Just the way they drew it up. Wow.
1.84 seconds remaining. And Howe, with a free throw by Trinity Williams, would take a 21-9 lead. Right now it's 20-9. And that shot is off the back of the rim, no good. Long throw by Oaks, who can very well play center field if she wanted to. That's the end of the first quarter. It's 20-9. Howe in the lead. Will be right back right after this sponsor list.
Howe Bulldogs basketball night in Texas is brought to you by
Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Attorney Micah Belden, Bucks North Barbecue, Techway, and Meacham State Farm, Knight Furniture, Independent Bank, Star Auto Body, Torch Plumbing, Family Attorney Kimberly Killebrew, Juan Enciso Farmers Insurance, GCEC, FBC Howe, the Howe Athletic Booster Club, Summit Media Service, Baker AC and Heating, Pitt Exteriors.
Now, let's go courtside with Monty Walker and Justin White.
And Blake Burnett, the Blizzard. Give us some stats, Blake.
Sierra Copeland led the Lady Bulldogs with 10 that quarter and 3 rebounds. Allie Harvey 6 and 2 rebounds. Jenna with 2 and 2 assists, a steal and a rebound. Oaks for Emory with 7 and Terry with 2 so far for Emory.
There's your leading scorers for Emory, and they're the only ones on the board. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
For the Reigns Lady Cats. Justin, it's been more of an exciting first period for the Lady Bulldogs than it has been since the holiday tournament or so.
Yeah, like I said, the Lady Cats have come in here and been competitive, but the Lady Bulldogs have answered the call there, and nice little momentum bump for them at the end of the first quarter with that foul in the shot there by for Trinity Williams.
3 periods to go, 20-9. Howe in the lead. We're just underway here in the second. As Terry will dribble left-handed, now right-handed, trying to get some motion and movement from the corner. Sims telling Sims to move. Now she throws it to her at right wing. And she'll trade places with her. Top of the key, guarded by Allie Harvey. She'll drive on Harvey, and it's stuffed by Copeland. Harvey comes up with it. She'll pass it down to Honore. It's 1-on-3, and now 3-on-3. Anderson from the corner. Quick pass. Copeland. Ball fake. Up. That's good. 22-9.
Anderson had the open 3, but gave it down to Copeland for the higher percentage shot. She able to convert.
Terry now to Oaks, guarded by Harvey. Drives to the lane, right side, wanting to put it up. On the run. Good. She draws the foul on Harvey. And the student section doesn't like that. They put down the red Solo cups for a moment just to gripe just a little bit.
Monty, that's going to be on Copeland. That's her second foul. So decision time for Coach Lands on what he's going to do here.
And that's what we talked about with the Lady Bulldogs. You just can't get in foul trouble. And Oaks will shoot the front end. 22-9, 22-10. She's a good shooter.
Copeland comes out right now. Williams in for her, and you can tell Copeland didn't want to come out. She was upset for having to have that second foul.
Second shot by Oaks is also good, 22-11. Howe's doubled them up, but Copeland's out of the game with 2 fouls. 7:13 on the clock. Honore walks it up, dribbles right-handed. Terry comes a little bit close. She picks up her dribble, now throws it to Wilson. Now back to Honore. Left wing, back right wing, Wilson. Left wing, Honore, long 3 off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Honore. She followed her shot and put it right back up.
They teach you that in basketball. First thing is follow your shot. She did exactly that.
Terry dribbling down, now Honore in defensive position. And Oaks with the long 3 off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Williams. She'll bring it up right-handed, now looks for somewhere to go, finds Honore. Left side of the court, cut off by Terry. And she looks for Wilson at the left wing. Pass to Williams, 3. That one's off the back of the rim, no good. Wilson with a great rebound in the middle of the lane. Kicks it out to Anderson, across to Honore, fakes the 3, dribbles the lane on the runner, and that one is good. Honore She says, I'm going to score tonight, 26-11. 6:10 on the clock here in the second. And Terry's going to drive the lane. She's cut off, and it ends up in the hands of Harvey. All the way down. She's going to take it herself. A little bit of misdribbling, but now Anderson has it for three. You knew at some point Anderson was going to kill it, and she did.
She did what shooters do. She missed a couple at the very beginning, but just kept shooting, and finally she's able to connect on one.
Marvelous. 29-11, 5:52 here in the second, and Howe's brought a pretty good crowd over here to Greenville, Texas. I must admit, there might be more people over here that were at Commerce in the rain for the football game. I'm not kidding.
Probably so, yes.
Probably so, yes.
29-11, and you got any updated stats for us, Blizzard?
Sierra's now up to 12. Jenna's up to 6. Cassidy, that 3 was her first points of the night. Trinity adds 3 rebounds and 2 points as well. Oaks has 9 for Emory, and Terry with 2. The only people to score for them so far.
Tell us about foul trouble for Howe. Who's got what?
Sierra has 2, and that's it.
Well,
only fouls on Howe so far.
It's not much of a drop-off. You bring Trinity Williams in there, and she's able to fill in the role nicely.
Anything beneath a double-double average in Sierra Copeland is a pretty good drop-off, but you're right. Trinity Williams she's got to be one of the best bench players. Roll 6 men anywhere around to be able to bring into the game. Just what a great option that is, and a weapon to have on the bench in case somebody does get in foul trouble like this situation. 29-11. Here comes Terry down the court. She's going to kick it out to Sims. Terry's going to bring it down, and now over to Oaks. Right side goes up, long pass across. That was going to be a long shot for 3, and that is Hagen Steed who drains it, and it's 29-14. 5:28 on the clock here in the second. Honore dribbles right side underneath Anderson. There's got to be something called there. It goes out of bounds. It's going to be Howe's ball, but there was a lot of
contact.
A lot of contact. I knew I was thinking of some word. Wilson looking for somewhere to go on the inbound. Hesitates, throws to Anderson. A high pass caught. Back to Wilson in the corner. RV at the elbow, dribbles to the right side. It's going to be stolen away on a pass that was intended for Wilson. And Terry has it quickly down the court. Is Oaks, and back to Terry. They play a 2-man game. Now back to Oaks. She's going to drive on Harvey, put it right up. That is going to be good. And I don't know how there's a foul call there, but there is a foul call on Harvey. She slipped underneath Harvey. Yeah. I just don't understand how there's a foul call. It's almost like Harvey was giving that up.
And that foul was on the floor, too. It wasn't in the shot. I thought maybe it was in the shot.
So here's a quick inbounds to Oaks, and she kicks it out. On the run is Steed, and another foul is going to be called, this time I believe on Anderson. As Steed went up for the shot from the left side, and they're going to get Anderson with the foul. And is that her second?
I thought it was her first.
I thought it was her first, too.
And the scoreboard says it's her second foul. Steed's first shot, no good. Still 29-14, Howe in the lead with 4:58 remaining in the second.
Well, either way, Anderson came out. If that was her second foul, she's out now. Katie Grogan back in.
And the second shot, that's also no good. Rebounded by Williams. Looking for somewhere to go. Finds Honore. Honore dribbles right-handed against Terry. Now up top, Allie Harvey fakes on Oaks. And Grogan now right wing inside. Wilson inside to Harvey. Puts it up. That's good. Wilson saw the floor beautifully right there.
Great assist by Wilson.
Now Terry guarded by Honore. Dribbles to the right side. Now switches with Sims. Switches with Oaks. Oaks guarded by Allie Harvey. She double dribbles, but she doesn't get called for it. Now back to Terry. Guarded by Honore, very top of the key. 4:15 left to go in the second. Slowing it down a little bit now to Oaks, left wing, now in the corner to Sims. Sims comes a little bit up. Now a lob pass inside to Oaks. A bounce pass stolen by Katie Grogan. And now I believe it's tied up. And Howe is going to have possession on the jump ball.
Good job by the Lady Bulldogs. They got it down to Oaks, and Williams rotated over to help. And then she did. Grogan came and rotated over to Williams' spot. Grogan able to get the steal.
Here's a pass from Honore. It's going to be stolen by Sims. A long pass across the middle. Quickly passing across the lane, and that's going to be Steed who puts it up. Pressure finally got to Howe right there. It's 31-16, 3:44 left to go in the second. Quickly passing. Wilson, Harvey, Trinity Williams in the corner. Honore shoots the three. That one is no good. Rebounded by Harvey. Harvey wants to drive. Another pass inside. Trinity Williams. That was pretty.
A little spin move there by Trinity Williams.
33-16, 3:21 on the clock. Sims, Oaks, corner, Steed looking for the three. Thought about it, picks up her dribble. And now Terry wants to shoot the long three. That's way long. But it's rebounded on the backside, and now Trinity Williams is going to get called. No, a traveling call on Avery Gowen, who's into the game. Wilson will inbound to Honore. We're at the 3-minute mark here in the second. Honore is going to pound the floor, dribble it up herself in the corner. Deep bomb, Grogan off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded for a moment by Williams, and it's going to be a jump ball. Or no, it's going to go out of bounds on Raines, and Howe's going to have possession. For a moment, Sims had it, but she had 1 foot out of bounds and was touching the ball. It was a great call by the official right there. He's standing right there. I think maybe he hears me, no? Wilson will inbound right there. And looking for somewhere to go quickly. And finds Honore just near us as she'll drive to the bucket. Kicks it out. Katie Grogan. Three. Quit it! 36-16. Howe in the lead. With 2:40 left to go in the second. Terry will drive to the bucket across Honore. She drives and she scores. 36-18. Howe's got them doubled up. 2:28 left to go in the second. A little bit of a pressure. Honore picks up the dribble, and a timeout's been called deep in their own end of the court. As for really the first time that press has worked a little bit on Howe. They've been able to break it all night, but right there, Honore picked up her dribble. They had to call a timeout.
When they started doing the press there for a second, I was having flashbacks of Mineola last year.
Oh, let's not. They're going to be here in just a little bit. It's going to take on Pottsboro.
But other than that last little possession there where Honore picked up her dribble, they've done a pretty good job of breaking the press. And they hadn't got a lot of fast break points out of it, been able to get it in the front court and kind of be able to set up their offense.
Let's talk to Blizzard. What do you got?
We have Allie with 8, Sierra with 12, Jenna with 6, Cassidy with 3, Katie with 3, and Trinity with 4. Trinity is the leading rebounder right now with 5, followed by Sierra with 4 and Allie with 3. Assists are led by Cassidy and Jenna, both with 3.
And the biggest question of the night, I think, is Katie Grogan a better shooter than Carson Grogan?
I say a game of horse after the game.
Here's a long pass. Trinity Williams underneath. Katie Grogan tries to go up with it, and it's going to be stolen away. And now Terry has it left side. She'll dribble to the bucket on the run, puts it up, no good, and a charge has been called against Terry, as guess who drew it?
Is that Jenna Honore coming?
Who else?
She loves that. She loves drawing charges, you can tell.
Picks up her dribble on the back end again. And now to Harvey. Harvey's going to dribble, look for Williams underneath the bucket, and a long pass was just a little bit too long. Just out of the outstretched arms of Williams underneath the bucket. It goes out of bounds, and here goes Raines the other side, under 2 minutes. Terry dribbling it up. No pressure, but Honore, she'll meet her at the top of the key. Dribbling to the right, switching with Sims. Left-handed dribble now to Oaks, top of the key, guarded by Harvey. She'll dribble to the bucket, put it up. Harvey ripped it away from her. She took it away, robbed her. And now she takes it down the court. Grogan in the corner. Trinity Williams up top. Thought about the three. Long pass. Katie Grogan dribbles it up to the wing. Honore, top of the key. 1:22 left. Williams clapped her hands and wanted it for the moment. And now Honore will dribble to the bucket left hand. And the runner is no good. And it's going to be rebounded by Oaks. Now to Sims. All the way across to the other side. Sims will pick it up and now give it to a teammate. And now back to Sims. Sims will dribble. Left side, guarded by Molly Wilson. Dribbles to the inside lane, kicks it out. Oaks thought about the three. It was open for a moment. She puts it up on the runner. Guarded by Harvey, and that one is good. 36-20. We're under a minute left to go in the second. Honore picks it up, gives it to Trinity Williams across the line. At the left wing, inside to Grogan, puts it up, and that one's no good. And Harvey tries to rebound it, but with Oaks, and it's tied up, but no call. Sims down the other side. Long shot off the back of the rim and no good. 29 seconds, and the ball's going to go out of bounds, and Howe will have possession as we're under 28 seconds remaining in the half. Howe up 36-20.
Back and forth, both teams here. Nobody's settling for the half-court offense. They're going run and gun here.
This is like Wimbledon, back and forth.
And Allie Harvey's tired, I could tell. After she missed that last shot, she was slow getting up.
Honore, bounce pass, Wilson. Pressure, Wilson will dribble it. Now another long pass is going to go out of bounds, but it's off of Raines, and Howe will have possession with 19.14. Grogan, who normally throws it in, will not. Wilson will do that. Looking for somewhere to go. And a long pass. Grogan, quick pass. Williams in the corner. Long, and it's going to go into the hands of Avery Goen, and a foul is going to be called on Allie Harvey as she was trying to tie it up, and the frat boys aren't happy.
That's Harvey's second foul too, Monty.
So here comes Terry. Howe leading 30-26, 7 seconds, 6, 5. Oaks trying to score on the last part. It's going to be blocked by Harvey. You have to be kidding me.
Oaks was determined to get to the basket.
There was no contact whatsoever between Harvey and Oaks will shoot.
She challenged Harvey, went straight to the basket, was hoping for a whistle, and she got it.
Unbelievable.
And now Harvey has her third foul, and that'll be interesting for the third quarter when we come back.
Oaks somehow misses for one of the very few times tonight from the free throw line. And it remains 36-20. 1.21 seconds left to go before the half. Oaks on her second shot is in and good. Williams inbounds. Wilson turns around, throws a long home run ball, but it's short. And that is our half. It is 36-21, our halftime score here in Greenville, Texas. My, oh my. The fouls are starting to add up a little bit. Makes you a little bit scary for the second half, doesn't it?
Yeah, you got to wonder. I think especially with Harvey having three, I don't know, do you not start her for the second half and just see how you can do with Williams and Copeland? I think you can bring Copeland back with 2 fouls. I
think you got to probably go with your starters. And if there is a foul, one of them's got to be yanked. I don't know. That'd be a good question to ask Derek Lands. How do you handle that? And we talked about it before the game. That was one of the challenges that Howe has faced in the past is the foul issue. The Twin Towers, as good as they are, they're so big and tall that they block a lot of shots, and because of that, the officials love to call fouls when their arms are up.
Yeah, even when their arms are up.
Even just because their arms are straight up and they knock the ball away, they still get foul calls against them just because of their size.
And if I'm Coach Laura Jenkins for the Lady Cats, that's what I would do is I would get Shanley Oaks in there, and I would say drive to the bucket and see if you can get one of them off in more foul trouble and go to the line. She's a good free throw shooter. You stop the clock, and you're able to put points on the board. at least get some points that way if you're not able to get them any other way. Leo Terry the same way. She's fast. She's got a quick first step. She's beaten Honore a couple of times to the basket, and get her going the line, get her going to the basket and drawing fouls to get to the line and put these Lady Dogs in foul trouble.
We talked to Derek Lands a few weeks ago and asked him about his team, and we're going to let you listen to that. We will take a few minutes, add things up. We'll come back with stats here in just a few moments, but here's Derek Lands talking about his team.
We're at the half, and we had a chance to talk to head coach Derek Lands before the game and asked him a few questions. The first one we asked was about the overall girls basketball program from the middle school to high school standpoint, and how much his wife impacts that process from being the middle school coach.
She does a pretty good, real good job of fundamentals, and if I don't have to work on redoing that when we get up here, it helps. I mean, time constraint, and it helps. So, and I think a lot of it is if you stay somewhere for a while and everybody knows exactly what you're doing and there's not a big change, and we change offenses, yearly, but there's stuff that we ran tonight that Coach K and I ran the first year I was here. So, I mean, it's just they have a large bank of knowledge of what they're doing, and having smart kids makes that easier.
We asked Coach Derek Lands what the 20 wins mean and what the goals are for the 2020 Lady Bulldogs.
We want to go as far as we can go and try to do something we hadn't done. I mean, that's the way it should be. I mean, the 20, it's not ever brought up. Because when you look at who we play, I don't know. I wouldn't tell you that we could have got to 20. I mean, if you sit back and look at it, because we played a lot of big schools, and I mean a lot of big quality schools too.
Even a team with 20 wins has things to work on, and we asked Coach Lands what his team needs to work on.
Free throws, and we're really good at it in practice. We're not very good at it during the ball game, and I don't know. That's just something we got to continually work on. I mean, we'll have to dive in get a bag of tricks or something. It's not that they can't shoot them either. I mean, 'cause you can come to practice and you can watch us shoot free throws, and we shoot them well. It's just when we get in the ball game, and we've even done it when we've ran and put them on the line, put them on the line. They still make them, but I don't know. It's a mental. It's more mental than it is anything else.
We asked Coach Lands if this was an offensive team or a defensive Lady Bulldog team.
If we play to our capabilities, we can put a lot of points on the board. But that's not what we hang our hat on, though. I mean, defense is what we work on it, and we don't have to work on it a whole lot because they're smart about doing it. They've been doing it with each other for a while, and they're really good with helping the helper and stuff like that. So, as long as we should be in ball games because we can play defense.
Welcome back. We're at the half, 36-21. Howe in the lead in Greenville, Texas against Emory Reigns. It's the area championship, and when you're in the playoffs, the student section gets a little crazy. The boys come out and cheer for the girls, and tonight it is frat party night, and we're joined with Chad Chaddington.
Hey Monty, how you doing?
Good. So how did this come about, the frat party thing?
Well, Alpha Sigma Phi is just making their rounds, and we decided to come out and help the ladies tonight. Maybe get a little good spirits.
Alpha Sigma Phi?
Alpha Sigma Phi, yes sir.
And okay, who comes up with these themes?
That'd be our fraternity leader, Arturo Lauder.
Okay. And boy, Arturo Lauder, he is something else. So is he also the marketing person? Does he organize this?
Yes,
How does that work?
Yes sir, he heads up all that. we just follow him, you know.
So the frat party, led by Arturo Lauder. We're talking to Chad Chattington here. What is involved in the frat party in the stands?
Well, you know, we just do our best to support the girls and get in Rain's heads, and it looked like we're doing our job so far.
Your eyes are a little red there, Chad Chattington.
Well, you know how those parties go sometimes.
All right. Well, that's Chad. What do you got? You got anything else to add that's okay for the family, that audience?
Go Lady Bulldogs.
All right, there we go. That's Chad Chattington, otherwise sometimes known as Jake Faubacher. But tonight, he's Chad Chattington. And Lady Bulldogs and the Rains Lady Cats coming back out on the court. We're about ready. But let's talk to the Blizzard and let's hear his stats.
All right, the Howe Lady Bulldogs are led by Sierra Copeland, as they almost are every week now. 12 points, 4 rebounds, and a block. She is efficient on her shots, as well as she is 6 of 9 shooting, as I messed that up. Allie Harvey's 8 points, 3 rebounds, a block, and a steal. She is a little bit in foul trouble with 3. Sierra also has 2 fouls. Jenna Honore is filling the scoring role tonight with 6 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, and another big charge. Cassidy has 3 points and 3 assists. Katie Grogan with 3 points. Trinity Williams with 4 points and 5 rebounds. And for Emory, we got Oaks with 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. Terry with 4 points and a rebound. Sims with 2 steals, and Steed with 5 points.
You know, I would think one stat that jumps out at me, it's nothing that should surprise anyone, but Terry, their second leading scorer, who averages 14.6 per game, is guarded by Honore. And how many does she have?
4.
That could be the big difference in this game, is when you basically have a defender in Honore shut down the second leading scorer of the team. And that's what happened in the first half.
Well, that's why you got Jenna Honore to kind of put on the better players of the other team, or one of the quick guards, and she's done that. Like I said, Terry's beat her a couple of times, but not able to get the basket. So Honore's still got her hands full, but yeah, that's good to be able to keep Terry at least 10 points below her average.
So in fouls, you said Harvey has 3, Copeland has
2.
So 5 fouls between the Twin Towers, and that's going to be a big key of the second half. And you know Oaks is going to drive the lane and try to get them out of the game. That would be, if I were Emory Rains, that would be my number one plan, is
Absolutely.
to drive to the bucket with Oaks and draw the foul on the Twin Towers.
And I'm kind of interested to see what they'll do as far as the press, if they'll still try to press the Lady Bulldogs. They got a couple of turnovers there late in that first half, and I wonder if they'll try to go back to that.
I just noticed I have not seen Michelle Carney tonight. I know Carrie Harvey's here with her camera.
I don't see her either.
All right, well, 36-21. We're just about ready for the third quarter. It's underway. Sims will inbound as we switch sides. Rains will come this side now, towards us in the corner. Howe will be shooting at the other end. And here's a quick pass. Terry in the corner to Sims. Long pass, right wing, and that's Steed on the long 3. No good. Rebounded by Oaks, however. And she'll kick it to Sims, guarded by Williams in the game. And there's your answer, as Williams starts the second half instead of Allie Harvey with 3 fouls. And now Terry will have it top of the key. She'll dribble right-handed on Honore. She'll switch with Oaks. Wants to shoot, can't do it. Honore was right there, and Oaks will kick it out. Back to Terry on the runner, right-handed through the lane. No good. Rebounded by Sierra Copeland, and she'll give it to Honore. Honore to the top of the key. Wilson, wide open 3, didn't take it. And now a pass underneath from Sierra Copeland off the hand of Trinity Williams. It was just a little bit outstretched, and Williams couldn't grab it. And there's 7:05 left to go in the third. Howe up 36-21. We're just underway here in the second half. Terry brings it up the court for Rains. Oaks is standing at the left wing, guarded by Wilson. And a pass to Oaks. She's going to drive to the right. Honore cuts her off. Honore falls down trying to draw the charge. She doesn't get it. Oaks scores. Wilson inbound to Honore. Dribbling right-handed on the left side of the court, guarded by Terry. It's 36-23. Honore getting a pick from Williams, and now to Wilson. Right wing, the ball over her head in the corner. Anderson, pass underneath. Sierra Copeland can't put it up. It's blocked, and she grabbed her own rebound, put it up again, and then she's fouled.
Well, put it into Copeland just right where she was the only one who could get it. Missed the first shot, got her own rebound, and able to draw the foul.
Chanley Oaks with her first foul of the night. And how about that for reverse? What would it be like for Howe to get Oaks in foul trouble?
There you go. She got her first one.
That's her first one. 6:25 on the clock. Copeland misses her first shot with 6:25 here in the third. Towing the line is Sierra Copeland. She's all by herself as everybody else. All of her teammates in black are on this side of the court. Second shot, that one's off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Oaks. She'll kick it to the point guard, Terry. Those two work in tandem. It's 2 and 3 role players for Emory Raines. And high post to Oaks. And a little starburst to Sims, who will pass it out to Steve. Now back to Oates at the 3, guarded by Wilson. Trying to drive, cut off by Wilson. And now right wing. And that is Terry, guarded by Honore. She'll dribble right. And now right wing. Sims is going to shoot the 3. That one's off the back of the rim and no good, but rebounded by Oaks. She's very athletic. And she kicks it quickly to Terry. Top of the key, guarded by Honore. 5:37 on the clock here in the third. Sims at right wing. And now she's going to move from one side to the other. Honore almost called for the foul.
Whoa.
And that's going to be a blocking foul or an offensive foul called against Maddie Skaggs of Emory Raines, as her and Honore both went down hard.
Man.
And Skaggs is going to get called for the foul. It's her second. And now Wilson to inbound to Honore. 5:26 on the clock. Honore cut off, and now Wilson in the corner. Long pass across to Anderson. And a whistle's blew as Cassidy Anderson threw it to Trinity Williams, who looked around at the whistle, and it almost hit Wilson. Well, what's the call here?
There's a foul, I think, on Skaggs. Be her second foul. I didn't see what it was, though. Lady Bulldogs have it under their own basket, though.
Wilson to inbound. She does so to Anderson in the far corner. Up top, Honore thought about driving the bucket. She picks it up, guarded by Terry. Williams will shoot the 3. That one is money! (39-23). Quickly down the court is Raines and Terry and Oaks, and Terry's going to drive the bucket. The runner, the hook shot. That one's good. As Honore kind of smiles as she throws it inbound to Wilson. She's cut off just before the mid-court stripe. Now a long pass in the corner. Anderson, little jumper, short, no good, and it's knocked out of bounds. And actually, it's come up with by Raines, and now Copeland has it. She puts it up, rolls it in. Scrambling for the ball, ends up in Copeland's hands, and a 41-25 lead for Howe. 4:56 on the clock. Terry, right wing 3. That one is off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Skaggs, but a tie ball thanks to Trinity Williams as she rolled around with it on the floor. No travel call, but Williams right there grabbed the ball. And Howe has possession.
Well, that's what you want to do. You want to take 20-foot three-pointers instead of these little layups down near the basket.
Do you try to go the whole third period here without Harvey into the game? So far, she's not seen it. Here's a long pass. Anderson's going to be blocked by Oates. A lot of body contact, and I think a foul was called. Anderson went down hard, but no call.
I think it just was tipped by Oaks.
And Derek Lands is really not happy about that. Inbound, though, by Wilson, looking for somewhere to go. Finds Anderson in the corner. 3 bomb, roll, flush! 44-25. Here's Oaks, top of the key. She's going to try to match it on the three. Air ball, out of bounds. Howe will have possession. Into the game right now is Honore, Wilson, Copeland, Williams getting a lot of playing time with Harvey in foul trouble, and also Anderson on the floor. 44-25, we're at 4:13, the left to go in the third. Long pass to Honore from Wilson, deep in the left corner, and now Trinity Williams, top of the key. Dribbles once, twice, three times, picks it up, now to Wilson, right wing. Over her head to Honore, right wing. Back to Sierra Copeland, top of the key. Perimeter game so far. Sierra cuts the lane. Anderson, another three. That one's way long, and that one's going to go out of bounds. Off of Terry, and Howe will have possession.
Missed opportunity by Lady Cats. Yeah, that was went right to Terry, didn't hit any rim, and it just went through her hands and out of bounds.
Wilson to inbound, looking for somewhere to go. Finds Honore on the runner. Quit it! 3:41 left to go in the third. Howe up 46-25. Terry bringing it up the court. Oak stands to her right at right wing. Terry says, no, I'm going to do it myself, and then she kicks it out. Trying to run, and now quick passing around the perimeter. Cut off by great defense by Trinity Williams. And now here's Oaks driving the bucket, trying to draw the foul on Sierra Copeland. She misses the runner. Sierra Copeland comes down with the ball, but it's tied up by Avery Gowen. And the frat boys aren't happy.
But there was a foul there, maybe.
Inbound. There's a deep ball fake by Oaks, guarded by Wilson, blocked by Sierra Copeland. And they're going to call an offensive foul, and Molly Wilson gets hugs around as she draws it.
Honore's not the only one who can draw charges.
Molly Wilson!
And that gives Oaks her second foul.
Wow. Almost got a smile out of Molly. Almost.
Well, I think Copeland thought the foul was on her.
How about some stats, Mr. Blizzard?
Sierra's now up to 14, Jenna up to 8, Cassidy up to 6, Trinity up to 7. Oaks added 2 points so far in the second half here.
So what's the Honore and Terry matchup?
Terry added 2, so she's at 6 now. And Honore's canceled her out with 8 herself.
And think about this, guys. They were up by 15 at half. They lead by 21, and this is all without Allie Harvey here in the third quarter.
And she's still not on the floor. Trinity Williams getting a lot of unbelievable, valuable playing time here in the area championship game. Anderson pulls up, wants the three off the back of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Copeland, but a foul is called under the bucket, and that's going to be on Gowen. No, it's not.
It's on Howe. I think it's on Copeland.
It's on Copeland, her third. And Lands is really, really upset about that call. Can't believe it. 2:58 on the clock. Terry at the top of the key to Oaks. In the corner now, trying to drive for a moment is Emig, and she'll kick it up top. Sims. Now Oaks, right wing. Oaks across the middle. Terry wanted to shoot the three, can't do it. Honore's right in her face. So she's going to drive and kick it out to Sims. Kicks it out to Oaks. Oaks is going to drive. A quick pass underneath, up to right elbow, and a traveling call on Avery Gowen. And Howe will have possession with 2:35 remaining in the third.
Solid defensive possession by the Lady Bulldogs. Stayed right with their man, fought through the screens, and then forced Gowen to gather her feet before she dribbled.
Timeout's been called on the floor. We're going to take 1-2. We're going to listen to our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Howe Bulldogs basketball night in Texas is brought to you by
Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Attorney Micah Belden, Bucks North Barbecue, Techway, and Meacham State Farm, Knight Furniture, Independent Bank, Star Auto Body, Torch Plumbing, Family Attorney Kimberly Killebrew, Juan Enciso Farmers Insurance, GCEC, FBC Howe, the Howe Athletic Booster Club, Summit Media Service, Baker AC and Heating, Pitt Exteriors.
Now, let's go courtside with Monty Walker and Justin White.
2:35 left to go in the third. Howe up 46-25. Still no Allie Harvey into the game in foul trouble. and Sierra Copeland out of the game. Katie Grogan in. So it'll be Wilson, Honore, Williams, Grogan, and Anderson. Anderson has it. Right wing, dribbles kind of towards the corner. A long pass, Williams, top of the key. Pass to Katie Grogan, thought about the three. On the left wing, she doesn't. Wilson back to Grogan. She'll bring it to the top. Wants to dribble through the lane. Kicks it out. Williams, wide open three. That one is pretty! Right down the middle of the bucket for Williams. 49-25, 2:06 on the clock in the third. Howe extends their lead. Terry wanted to throw it to Oaks. Oaks moved, and she almost traveled, and now Oaks comes back up. Terry back to Oaks at the top of the key. Back to Terry. Terry a little bit frustrated. Wants to set up the offense and does. Right wing to Sims. Sims moves over, shoots a wide open three, misses it off the back of the rim. It's rebounded by Oaks. She puts it up, but it's rebounded by Anderson on the miss. To Williams in the corner. Williams will bring it up with Honore. She'll do it herself, guarded by Oaks. Left-handed dribbling to Wilson. Across the line, back to Honore, top of the key. Honore, who has not set tonight, if I remember. She's going to drive to the bucket, now kicks it out. Wide open three. Williams off the back of the rim, no good. She follows her shot, but it goes elsewhere. Sims quickly down the court. Coming near side, Oaks for three. That one is off the front of the rim and no good, but rebounded by Goen. And now through the middle of the lane, the jump runner is going to be good by Emig. 49-27. And Honore going to try to slow things down with 49 seconds left to go in the third. Guarded by Terry, a long pass to Anderson. Underneath, a high pass to Grogan. And Anderson just puts her head down and looks at the floor and shakes it a little bit, as she knew she threw that pass a little bit too high. It would have been a beautiful pass to Harvey or Copeland. It's just a little bit too high for Grogan.
They had numbers there, just couldn't do it in transition.
38 seconds on the clock. Terry bringing it down, setting up the offense. Quick pass in the middle to Skaggs. Over her head pass to Terry, wanting the three. Thought about it, now she's going to do it. High arching shot. That is good, and it's 49-30, a 19-point lead for Howe. Down the court, Honore picks up a dribble, a bounce pass to Williams. Now they're across the lane as a deep pass to Anderson, who's going to drive to the bucket. On Skaggs, puts it up off the back of the rim, no good, rebounded by Oaks. And now here comes Raines down the court. Sims has it crossing the line. 7 seconds, 6, 5. Sims looking for somewhere to go, wants to shoot the last shot, drives to the bucket, guarded on Grogan, dribbles it, can't do anything with it, throws it behind her head in disgust, and it goes off the back rail of the goal. No good. 49-30 is our lead by Howe going into the fourth.
Well, good quarter there by Howe. Like we said, Allie Harvey was on the bench the whole third quarter with those 3 fouls.
And Copeland missed most, or not most, but a part of that third quarter as well.
Yeah, and they were able to still make something happen. It was an interesting set there. They had, their close to the end of the third quarter was, they had all 5 players on the outside of the perimeter. Nobody was down low, nobody was in the post, and Honore had them spread out everywhere, and then she was able to drive to the bucket. So it was interesting not seeing the 2 Twin Towers in there.
We got about 29 seconds. Let's update our stats, Mr. Blizzard.
Terry has came alive there. She scored 5 that quarter to double her total, and she is now at 9. Oaks is still at 14. Goen added 2 for Emory, and Steed is still at 5. She didn't really play much in that third quarter. On how Trinity Williams caught fire, she hit 2 big threes back to back. She tried a third one, a heat check, but she missed it. Cassidy also added a 3, and Jenna added 2 more as well. Big quarter by the Lady Bulldogs to pull away.
Trinity Williams, you can't say how valuable that playing time was in that third period. Talking about growing up fast, boy, that's one way to do it.
Able to chip in a couple of 3-pointers there and some rebounding.
Starters back on the floor. Wilson, Honore, Harvey, Copeland, and Anderson. And this is Harvey driving to the bucket. She kicks it out in the corner. Anderson thought about the shot, pulls it up, now looking for Honore. Honore drives to the top of the key, and now to Sierra Copeland on the left wing. Back to Honore. Honore has it tied up for a moment. They didn't call it on Terry, and now Copeland with a long pass to Harvey, and it was very long. Harvey, I don't even know how close that was. It looked like she was just throwing it out of bounds.
She let her out of bounds.
7:37 on the clock. That's what's left in the game. Howe with a 49-30 lead. Terry at the very top of the key wants to come near side to Steed. And now Steed will be called for the offensive foul. Pushing off, apparently. Or that may be on Skaggs, another moving screen. I think that's what that was.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So Honore will dribble it across on Terry. Ooh, dribbled right past her, and now a little collision. And now Anderson will have it right wing. A pass, a lob underneath to Copeland. It's knocked away by Oaks. Howe will have possession as it goes out of bounds, and Wilson will inbound. Anderson in the far corner. Wilson looking for somewhere to go and throws it inside to Copeland. Turns around, puts it up, draws the foul. The shot is no good, but she'll shoot two.
That's a fun little matchup down there in the blocks. Copeland and Oaks, and then on the perimeter with Terry and Honore. Those have been fun matchups you'd watch tonight.
So Copeland will shoot the first one. That foul is going to be on Steed, her first of the night. And the first shot is no good. As it is on the right side of the rim. Howe up 49-30. Copeland shooting the back end. That one rolls out. Copeland not having success tonight at the line. Here coming down the court is Sims for Raines, and she'll scoot it on over to Terry, the captain and the point guard. Terry guarded by Honore. And she'll try to drive the bucket. Now kicks it out to Steed. Now to Oaks, their leading scorer, guarded by Harvey. Trying to drive the right side of the lane, and a long shot by Steed is no good. And it goes out of bounds off of, I thought, Sierra Copeland, and apparently so. And it'll be inbounded here by Jaylee Sims, guarded by Wilson. Sims trying to find somewhere to go. It's some collision, and it's going to be against Raines, and Maddie Skaggs is going to be called for another one as Skaggs and Harvey both went down. Skaggs got the call.
You got to see what happened. They both, hit the ground. I didn't see what the contact was, but looked like it was on Skaggs.
Skaggs will come out of the game, and Avery Gowen will check in for Raines. Again, the starters in for Howe. Wilson, Harvey, Honore, Copeland, and Anderson. Wilson's going to inbound here, and now Raines is showing some pressure. A full court press, if you will. And Jenna Honore, a quick pass to Harvey. Over the head, they cross the line. Harvey in a lot of trouble and has to go down for it. Wilson has it to Honore. Now in the corner to Anderson. Honore wants it. Now top of the key to Copeland, who's going to drive, actually shoot from the free throw line. It rolls in and rolls out. It's going to be rebounded by Sims, I believe. And now bringing it down the court to Sims on the right side, right wing. 6:18 left to go in the game. Howe up by 19. Sims on Wilson. And now Oaks drives the bucket, goes up for it, blocked by Copeland. Anderson has it. Picks it up, bounce pass to Honore, who will bring it across the line. 6 minutes on the clock. Honore, corner. Anderson's going to drive. Puts it up, swatted away by Oaks.
Man. She swatted away, but I thought she got a little arm on there when she swatted away, but no call there by the officials.
So Howe will inbound. Wilson trying to find somewhere. Finds Anderson, right wing. Now in the corner to Wilson. Now right wing, back to Anderson. Thought about feeding Copeland inside. And now back to Anderson. Copeland now comes out left elbow. Now long pass to Wilson in the corner. Inside, there's Copeland. Turns around, ball fake, goes up, draws the foul. And I think Oaks.
I thought she did.
Was it Oaks?
I thought it was. Should be.
It's not. It's on.
Nugent? They're saying number 10.
Yeah, they gave us a roster that's different than the one that. So, Blake, does their roster down there have a number 10 on it?
Number 10 says Nugent.
For Blizzard, that roster has Nugent, so she changed numbers, so that's Nugent. Nugent is 10, okay. So that's her first foul. There's 5:38 left to go in the game. Howe's up by 19. It's been the same score for a while. Sierra Copeland to shoot here. Dribbles it a few times, rocks back and forth. The shot is off the back of the rim, and that's no good. And Sims comes down with the rebound. Over to Oaks, now to Terry. Right wing on Honore. Tries to drive. The runner throws it up, no good. Honore was right in her face. And the ball goes off of Anderson and out of bounds, and Raines will have possession. Sims going to inbound, guarded by Wilson. Honore all over Terry tonight. Sims trying to find somewhere to go. Late, now finally does. Throws it way down the court. And Oaks comes up with it. Now to Terry. He's going to shoot the long three. High arch. She shot off the back of the rim, off the glass, and in. She called glass on that?
I was about to say, I don't think she called glass on that heave.
49-33, a 16-point lead for Howe. 5:17 to go. And now's what you worry about. We talked about in the pregame, the things that worry you in about the Howe Lady Bulldogs: 1, foul trouble, and 2, the full court press. And we're in a situation with 5 minutes left. You got to deal with both.
Yeah, and this is where the teams start down by 16 are going to start getting desperate, and so you got to be able to take that on.
And they also, Howe has not made a free throw tonight. 0 of 7.
Wow.
And Copeland's missed her last 5, I believe.
Oh.
So 7 attempts at the free throw line. That's all they've had tonight, huh?
Yep. Copeland was 6, and Trinity Williams was 1.
Wow. Well, Coach Lands has talked about one of their weaknesses is free throw shooting that he kind of worries about. They hit him in practice but have a hard time doing it in the game. Luckily, it hasn't reared its head.
Did you say 0 for 7 from the line?
0 for 7 from the line.
You normally don't win playoff games when you're 0 for 7 from the line.
Nope, you sure don't.
Well, the fact that they depend on Harvey and Copeland so much that they've only had 7 trips to the line. You thought there'd been a lot more foul calls.
So Howe will inbound here. There's 5:17 left to go, and Wilson's going to be looking for someone on the full court press. Harvey and Honore, and she finds Harvey. Back to Wilson. Wilson stops and gives it to Honore, who's going to dribble right-handed, trying to break across the line, and does, guarded by Terry. Terry is very quick. She's a good defender herself. Honore is going to drive to the bucket, kicks it out in the corner. Howe wanted a foul. Copeland underneath to Harvey, but a foul was called before the pass to Harvey. And Sierra Copeland is going to go to the line, I believe. Is that on Oaks? That is on Oaks. How many is that? That's her third. It's her third foul. So all of a sudden, Oaks, their leading scorer, and she is basically their lead dog. And she's got 3 fouls. Only 5 minutes left to go in the game, however. Copeland's first shot is good. There is your first free throw. Successful free throw of the night by Howe. They are now 1 for 8. 5 minutes left to go in the game. Copeland's second shot off the back of the rim, no good. Sims to Terry. We're under 5 minutes now. Terry to the left wing. Now high post to Oaks. They run the starburst. She turns around, drives to the bucket, guarded by Harvey, blocks it, looking for somewhere to go, but the ball hit the line. As Harvey tried to secure it, she bounced it, and it bounced on the block. And Raines will have possession. Sims inbounds, guarded by Wilson. Who does she find? She finds Terry on the run. Right wing, she's going to try another 3 off the front of the rim, no good. A fight for it, a scramble for it, and it looked like for a moment that Goen was going to have it, but Howe came up with it. Wilson to inbound. Needs help as Honore is right there. Terry tries to swat it away, and Honore has it. She'll dribble across. Now Harvey for 3. Underneath, Copeland was wide open. She'll turn around and put it in. 52-33. Nice pass from Harvey to Copeland. Terry at the top of the key puts her left index finger up in the air, calling the play. She'll drive left side, blocked away by Honore, but it goes off her left hand. Honore quickly puts her hand out to help her up.
Good defense by Honore. Good sportsmanship by Honore.
So Sims will inbound for Raines. And she looks for Terry. Thought about the three. Makes a move on Honore, but it ends up in the hands of Sims after a pass. Sims at the right elbow, kicks it out. And that is Nugent. Back to Terry, top of the key. And Oaks wants the three. That's short. Saved, however, by Nugent. And Nugent back to Terry. We're under 4 minutes. 52-33, and a long shot by Terry off the back of the rim, no good. Anderson fights for it. Anderson has it, but it's swatted away. Here's Sims on the runner, off the rim again, and a valiant effort by Nugent to try to grab it, but it goes out of bounds right near us. And Wilson will inbound for Howe. 3:29 on the clock, left to go in the game. Howe up by 19. A long pass to Honore. Back to Wilson. Dribbles right and stolen away by Sims as she was trying to hit Harvey. Sims is going to stop, pull up the three off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Harvey. Harvey pulls it down and now quickly, or not quickly, but just kind of brings it across the court. Now Honore has it, top of the key. Guarded by Terry. Howe's getting to a point where they're going to start stalling a little bit. As Harvey has it knocked away, they're very high away from the goal. Honore has it. Going to dribble to the right side, now back off. Now back to Harvey, top of the key. Harvey will dribble a couple of times. Guarded by Skaggs. Now she goes inside. A pass outside in the corner to Anderson. Anderson is fouled. No, she's going to be called for a double dribble. You've got to be kidding me.
And she went down to one knee. How was that?
She was meleeed before the call.
Man alive. Derek Lands puts his hand on the back of his neck, turns his head a little bit like, what? How did that happen? 2:35 on the clock. Here's a long shot by Terry off the left side of the rim, no good, but rebounded by Oaks, who's looking for somewhere to go with the ball, guarded by Harvey, backs her down, goes up. Harvey's going to be called for a fourth foul. Shot is no good, but two shots coming for Oaks, who does shoot free throws very well.
I'll give credit to Oaks. She got that offensive rebound, looked for somebody, and then just kind of used her body and kind of carved out some space and drew contact from Harvey on the shot.
2 minutes, 25 left to go in the game, and Oaks' first free throw is good. I think she's only missed one free throw tonight.
That is correct. She is now 6 of 7.
How many times they've been to the line tonight?
Second shot by Oaks, bangs out, rebounded by Copeland. And tipped away. Copeland regains it. Right in her face is Nugent, and she's going to be called for the foul. Nugent was just all in her face trying to knock the ball out. And she picks up her second foul and just smiles about it. And meanwhile, Copeland's going to go to the other end and try to improve upon her free throw shooting night, which is, Blizzard.
Copeland has made one so far, 1 of 8.
So this one is off the right side of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Oaks. Quickly down the court. Sims makes a move on Harvey, goes up and swatted away by Copeland hard. No foul. Copeland with both hands gets the fly swatter out, maybe takes her to the woodshed.
Drove that thing into the hardwood.
2:12 left to go in the game. Sims to inbound. Harvey, big, tall presence right in her face. Sims looks around her, has to call timeout. Can't see around Harvey.
That was all Harvey right there. As you said, those big, long arms and long legs. It's hard to see around her.
So a timeout has been called. Got some updated stats, Blizzard.
Well, Terry has caught fire, hitting 2 threes so far.
Well, one was glass.
Yeah, one was glass, and she had a little smirk as she walked off after hitting that shot.
But they do count.
The Lady Bulldogs have been hit at the free throw line, but they're not making the free throws, and we really had no scoring in this fourth quarter so far. Sierra does have 2 off a little. The ball got lost, and then she picked it up and was right there and made an easy shot. And There's been no scoring here in the fourth quarter for Howe.
Yeah, it was 49-30 after 3 heading into this fourth quarter. It's 52-34 now. So,
And it's not like the starters haven't been on the floor.
no, not at all.
I mean, at some point you think, man, they were better off with Trinity Williams into the game, as Trinity Williams does come back into the game. So it'll be Williams, Harvey, Honore, Wilson, and Anderson. All the starters except Copeland, who has checked out for the moment. 2:12 left to go in the game. High pass. That's going to be inbounded to Terry, who has it now over to Steed. Now back to Terry. Near the right wing, now Oaks has it. Long three, short, no good. And now the frat boys will let her know that that ball didn't touch the rim.
That was desperation by Oaks right there. Trying to put some points on the board.
Under 2 minutes to go. Wilson will inbound to Honore. Quick hands, gets it back. And now to Harvey, center of the court. Dribbles across the lane. She's pushed and fouled by 2 players. And who are they going to call it on? And it could have been on Steed. It could have been on Emig. They're going to call it on Emig.
I thought it would have been Emig too.
So Harvey will shoot. Overall for Howe, what are the free throw numbers?
He's computing.
1 for 9 so far.
So Copeland had shot all of the free throws prior to that shot, is that correct?
Trinity has 1.
Okay. Well, Harvey makes the front end. And the second one is up, and that's off the back of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Terry, who's coming this way. Quickly down the court. Harvey still trying to work her way down, and Terry is all the way to the bucket. Guarded by Honore, who will be called for the foul. And Honore smiles a little bit as she picks up her first of the night.
Well, this one we'll see for the last 1 minute 45 is them trying to drive to the bucket and draw fouls and see if they get some easy buckets.
Terry's first shot is off the back of the rim and no good. And frat boys better be careful down there with the goodbye song that they're singing. There's still 1 minute 45 left to go in the game. Anderson, pass outside. And now Honore has it, top of the key, and she's hacked by Terry, but no call. And now Emory Raines just trying to foul. They weren't going to call it and finally did, as Emig's going to pick up another one to send Harvey to the line.
Yeah, they're trying to play 4 corners kind of here. Harvey saw an opening to the basket but got fouled, so we'll have a parade to the line here for the last minute and a half.
Raines has 10 fouls in the half. Howe has 3, and Harvey hits the front end. 54-34, Howe up by 20 with $1:32 left to go in the game. Williams into the game. Landry Sanders into the game. Peyton Ford into the game. And I guess Derek Lands maybe heard the song and said, okay, all right. And the second one is in, and Howe has a 21-point lead with $1:32. So on the floor is Honore, Harvey, Sanders, Williams, and Ford. And new players in for Raines as well. Steed is going to drive the bucket on Sanders, but she's pulled up as Sanders cuts her off. And now I believe that's Sims. And now the runner, that's no good. Rebounded by Harvey. They try to hack her. She gets away from it, dribbling all the way down the court from one side to the other. Left-handed layup, no good. Rebounded by Peyton Ford. Back to Harvey, off the glass. That one is good. 57-34, we're under a minute. Now in the corner to Steed. Left wing, she'll dribble to the top, kick it out. Guarded by Ford. The runner through the lane is no good. Rebounded by Sanders to Harvey. Harvey to Honore. 35 seconds. Back to Harvey. Back to Trinity Williams, who could have shot a 3 all day long. She did not. And she just trying to stall, gave it back to Honore, and now another call. And Honore is going to shoot.
I think the Lady Cats have waved the white flag here and kind of put in some of their subs.
Kinley Clifton will check into the game for Raines. Honore, who hasn't been off the court all night. Is that right?
That is correct.
She's played all of the minutes tonight. And she hits the front end, 58-34. And a standing ovation for someone.
It was Allie.
For Allie Harvey, who checks out. And there's Honore, and she'll hit the second one, and Jenna Honore will come to the bench. She'll only not play 26 seconds of the entire game.
Wow.
Copeland on the floor, Katie Grogan on the floor, Ford, Williams, Sanders, and Copeland. And a long pass. Steed has it. She turns to the top of the court, 12 seconds. 11. Driving the middle of the lane, putting up the runner. One more block by Copeland, but it's rebounded. And then a long three, in, out, rebounded by Williams. 2-1. That is your ball game. And Howe, your Lady Bulldogs are area champions for the second year in a row and the third ever time in school history. It's on to the next round where there is no Mineola meltdown.
What a performance. I mean, they stepped up to the plate when they needed to. And just from the beginning, had a little bit of adversity there, but they stayed with it.
You know, it was one of those games where it wasn't, you know, we talked about how do the Lady Bulldogs react when they're punched in the mouth. They didn't get sucker punched in the mouth. They got hit a little bit. They got in a fight tonight.
Got a couple of body blows in there.
You know, Emory Raines pulled their hair, but they didn't get sucker punched. But they reacted very well. And there are the Lady Bulldogs having their picture made. And there is Michelle Carney, I think. Is Carney here? Carney did make it, so she got the big shot right there, and there they are waving their arms. A great shot by the Lady Bulldogs as they celebrate winning the area championship in back-to-back years. What an awesome moment for the Lady Bulldogs, and this season has ended for Emory Raines, and your heart tugs for those girls, and it'll be the last time for some of those seniors to ever strap it on. But not for Chanley Oakes, who is coming back, and not for Leo Terry, who is coming back. They're two best players, and Raines will make a statement next year.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be back in the hunt again.
Let's go over some stats for you. Let's tally them up to finish this thing out.
Allie Harvey, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 3 blocks, and she added a steal tonight. As she fought foul trouble and did not get to play in the third quarter, she still had a fantastic night for the Lady Bulldogs. Sierra Copeland had 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 blocks as well. Jenna Honore with 10 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists, and was pesky all night on defense, creating 2 steals and a charge. Cassidy Anderson, 6 points and 3 assists. Katie Grogan, 3 points, and off the bench, the sixth woman, Trinity Williams, 10 points and 5 rebounds.
Well, we will see if Derek Lands might be able to stop and talk to us. I don't know that he'll be able to. I know he's got things he's got to do. He's had a pretty busy day. I emailed him earlier asking him for some things, and he said over here, I talked to him, he said, I didn't even see the email till 2 o'clock. So he's pretty busy. We'll see if we're able to get Derek Lands. We'll give him the Blizzard's headphone. Okay. And let me, we'll turn that one down as we'll see if Lands can pop on with us. He's walking this way, but he's talking to his assistant coaches, and we'll see. I'll ask him, and we'll just see. We'll see. He's walking this way. Coach, you got a sec? Okay. Well, he's going to
talk to the girls.
He's going to go talk to his girls. We'll probably just sign off and tear down. We'll talk to Coach Lands later on during the week, and we'll find out the information for the next playoff game. Matter of fact, Blizzard, if you guys, maybe I could find out real quick if you guys want to ramble for a second.
I think you and me are supposed to ramble. You and me are supposed to be talking. Hey, you know, one thing I was looking at the stats there that you talked about, 4 players for the Lady Bulldogs in double figures.
Yeah.
With Trinity Williams, Jenna Honore, Allie Harvey, and Sierra Copeland. Nice balanced scoring there by the Lady Bulldogs.
Jenna drove the lane great tonight and made her layups, and when she got to the free throw line, she made her free throws. But what she does on defense is just amazing to me. She shut down their second best player tonight for only 12 points, and that girl averages 15 a game. And you could tell they wanted to run our offense through her, but Jenna just said, no, it's not going to happen tonight. I'm going to stay in front of you, and you're not going to score. You're not going to get to the bucket. And one of her threes that she made, she did go off glass. She didn't call that.
Well, what, Allie, have you got a sec? No, that's all right. That's all right. Go. All right, we were going to talk to Allie Harvey for a minute, but they kind of busy. They're a little busy. All right, we're going to get back. We're gonna sign off from this one, and you made it. Michelle Carney is here. She got here at half. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to sign off. For everyone who's been a part of this great area championship win, including Blake Burnett, the Blizzard, Justin White, our color analyst, Carson Grogan running the scoreboard tonight, I'm Monty Walker. We will see you the next game, whenever that will be. As long as we can do it, we will keep doing them. So we'll see you whenever that is. And I don't know what the frat boys are going to change into, but they'll change into something.